Hi, this is Bridget Burnell reporting from WKDKA TV4, and I've caught up with Scathath, or Scatty, the warrior, at her retreat. Scatty, from Josh, and Sophie, the twins of legend, coming to your dojo without a clue what was happening, trailing behind the immortal Nicholas Flamel, to them being awakened and trained in the elemental magics, what can you say about your adventures with them?
Well, I've always been really close to Nicholas and Perenelle Flamel, even though I was 1,000 years older than them. I was like the daughter they never had. So I always knew there'd come a day when they'd find the true twins of legends with the auras of gold and silver.
The prophecy states that the two with the auras of gold and silver, the two are one, the one that is all, one to destroy and one to save. Although you were never really mentioned in the prophecy, what role do you think you play in the destiny of the twins?
Well, I think I have to protect them until they learn to protect themselves, at least. Like in Paris, when they were attacked by a police force because they thought they were criminals, but of course they really weren't. I had to take out the entire police force single-handed to save the twins so they could escape. I think I have to protect them. After all, I'm the warrior maid.
I'm glad you said that, because that brings us to our next question. You are known by many names: Scathatch, the warrior maid, Scathath of the shadows, and your shortest name, Scatty. How have your names and skills helped you? Also, how have you been crowned with so many names?
I think the names help because when people hear the names, they become frightful even if they don't show it, because I've earned myself quite a reputation. Well, I have earned the name the Warrior Maid because I've trained many humans in battle, and some of the greatest warriors ever known were trained by me. I think I got that name because I always love to fight, and I love to fight for what's right. Also, Scathatch of the shadows, and the shadow because I perfected techniques of camouflage. And Scatty, because it's short for Scathatch.
When you were trapped in time with Joan of Arc, Joan asked if it was a coincidence that they were there. You said that you don't believe in coincidences, just destiny. You also have said this on many other occasions. What events caused you to believe this?
Everything happens for a reason. Like, I was once told that I would die in a desert, so according to that, I've always lived on the coast. Also, I fought with my sister a lot, Aoife, and if we hadn't grown apart, I would have never met Nicholas and Perenelle Flamel. And I met them on the coast, which is why I was living there, because of my destiny. And also, when we were trapped back in time, which turned out not to actually be back in time, but just in a shadow realm shaped like that, I fought a pride of tigers, and that led us to meet Death, or Murathu, and bring us back in time to Danu Talis before it sunk.
You never mention your twin sister, but when you go into the prehistoric shadow realm, she goes to the twins to ask where you had gone, and she kidnaps Sophie to ask her where you were. She still cares for you. Do you, deep, deep, deep down, still care for her and ever regret fighting with her?
Well, I guess I do, because I'm her sister, but I'm just too stubborn to admit it, and I would never tell her to her face, because she would never let that go. And again, I guess I'm just too stubborn to admit that I ever regret it.
Do you ever regret anything you do?
Not really, because I know what I do is for the best, and I do my best to try to do what's right, but I probably regret fighting with my sister. But I don't really regret anything because I know what I'm doing is for the right thing.
So, what are a few words you can say about the next two books by Michael Scott, The Warlock and the Enchantress, that you are featured heavily in?
About exciting, action-packed, and full of surprises.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for granting me the interview.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.